Hi guys, today we're making a chicken and spicy pepper sauce, but we're also making a sofrito rice, so I'm going to start with that first. So what we have here is just really glutinous white rice. This is a basmati. You can use any kind, jasmine, basmati, kasmani, anything you want. So we're going to start with just an onion. And a sofrito is just basically a Spanish tomato base. And it includes tomatoes, onions, peppers, as well as lemon and garlic. So it's just really simple. And it's okay. You can just give it a kind of a rough chop because it's gonna cook down. And we're gonna add the rice. The last second, we kind of want to saute all the vegetables. Okay, so we got our onions all chopped down, and we're gonna put them right in our pan with a little bit of canola oil. We're just gonna let the oil heat up. And we're gonna add our onions. So we're gonna turn the heat up all the way. Get this sauteed. And what I like to do is I like to put the salt and the spices right in with the onions because it gets them kind of cooked down a little bit. So just salt. We have some coriander, a bit of cumin, not too much, and just some oregano. Just half a palmful. And we're gonna saute this together. And let the onions kind of infuse with the spices and toast them a little bit. And then just some lemon juice. It's just gonna evaporate the water, but it's gonna leave the kind of tart flavor behind. Now we're gonna add our tomato. And you wanna do very big chunks because it's gonna cook down, and you don't wanna cut them too small because then the juices will run out and you won't have any in the sofrito. You want to kind of mash it up a little bit because you want the juices from the tomato. And this is going to pair perfectly with our spicy chicken because this is kind of a sweeter thing compared to the spiciness of the chicken. So it's cooking. We're going to add a little bit more of our lemon juice. And also our secret ingredient, Tabasco and orange juice. So the Tabasco is going to give it, of course, spiciness, and just a few dashes depending on how much you want, or how much spicy. And I'm going to stir this. I'm going to lower the heat a little bit. We're going to add the oil. So we're just going to get some orange zest right in the pot, a little bit of orange juice, and we're going to add our rice right back into it. We're going to do it at a lower heat now to kind of just combine everything. And we're just going to stir the rice in with all the onions and tomatoes. It's going to kind of transform colors. We're going to add a dash of salt. We're going to add a little bit more lemon juice. And then our other secret ingredient, the black beans. And that's also going to add some more liquid to this. Give another level of flavor. And this is our sofrito rice. So now we're gonna make our spicy chicken and peppers. So a really cool technique is this is just the puree with all the peppers, and you don't have to cut it and have like big pieces and small pieces, and they'll all just be pureed. So we have just an onion again, and we're gonna leave it very, very kind of chopped, not really diced, just big pieces because it's all gonna be pureed. So we're just going to throw our onions right in there. And we also have a bell pepper. So we're just going to cut it again, very rough. Throw it in. And then this is kind of the juice part, as we're going to add a little bit of water and lime juice. But this is just the tomatoes, and they're very watery. And they're going to give sweetness and acidity to kind of compromise the spiciness. So again, very rough, right in. Okay, and we're gonna just puree this before we put the peppers in. Lemon juice right in. Tabasco. Cook's best friend. I like it very spicy, so you could vary it, but I like it spicy. And then salt. And then again, with our grater, just some lemon zest along with the juice. And then, remember our leftover orange, just some more of that. Okay, and we're ready to puree. Okay. So now everything's pureed, and just gonna add a tiny bit of cumin, tiny bit of coriander, same spices as the sofrito. Some salt and pepper, a little bit more, and then our peppers. And so we have a very mixed kind of peppers today. We have habaneros, and we have jalapenos. So you don't want it too spicy, but you want it spicy enough that you know there's peppers inside. So we have our peppers here, and we'll take the habanero, and we'll cut most of the pepper. We'll get some of the seeds out, and then we'll just add them right in. Also, we have our ancho, which is a Mexican pepper, and it's very mild, but it has very warm heat to it that I love. We'll do our final puree. So here we have just some chicken breast, and we diced it up. So it's about, an inch slices. And we're just gonna take our pepper puree that we just made and put about half over it. And what this is gonna do is gonna act as a marinade, and the acid from the tomatoes, from the lemon juice, is going to kind of penetrate the chicken and make it very, very tender. So this is amazing. And we're gonna have a little leftover to put over the top while we're cooking it. And we're gonna just let this sit for a little bit, and then we'll get right to cooking the chicken. So you're gonna get our oil heated up, and just a little tip, I'm just gonna take a little bit more cumin, little tiny bit. I'm gonna sprinkle it into our oil, and once that starts to bloom, it's gonna kind of be moving and shimmering. Then we'll add our chicken, a little bit of coriander, and a little bit of salt. And this is just gonna kind of flavor our chicken, flavor our wok, and a little bit of our Mexican oregano. And we're gonna add our chicken. And we're just gonna let this simmer away until it's fully cooked at high heat. And if it gets a little too dry, there's not enough liquid, we have our leftover, and we're just gonna add that right in. Add a little bit of lemon juice. And some salt. You want to make sure you're seasoning at every point. So while this is thickening up, I'm going to plate our rice for the chicken to go over. So we're going to plate while the chicken is cooking. So we're just going to take a couple of spoonfuls and just layer it right on the bottom of our bowl. And then they're all going to be mixed together, the spicy chicken with sofrito rice. Okay, this is looking perfect. We're going to let it go. And I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna grab my sofrito rice, do a final push down. Kind of, you wanna make a bowl, like in the middle, so you could put the chicken right in the middle. Just gonna take some of our chicken. And put it right over the top. A little lemon zest. Some salt. And this is our sofrito rice with spicy chicken.